Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Thursday, July 20th, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. Minnesota Twins vs Seattle Mariners. Minnesota is currently 49-47, but is first in the AL Central holding a 1.5 game lead over the Cleveland Guardians. The Twins will be starting right-hander Pablo Lopez on Thursday, who's 5.5 with a 4.24 ERA. In his last start, the right-hander went 5.2 innings, allowing 7 runs on 8 hits against Oakland, while in his last 5 starts, is 2-1 with a 3.58 ERA. Minnesota has a team ERA of 3.76 which ranks second. Seattle is currently .500 entering Thursday's game and is outside the playoff spot. A big reason for the Mariners' struggles is its offense, as Seattle is slashing .231, .311, .388, ranking 26th, 24th, and 24th in the majors. The Mariners, meanwhile, also slash .229, .313, .387 at home, while against right-handers are slashing .228, .312, .389. Against Pablo Lopez, Suarez bats .600 in 5 abs, Wong bats .222 in 9 abs, Hernandez is 0-2, and Pollock is 0-2. Seattle and Minnesota have both had disappointing seasons, but I believe the Mariners will win the final game of the series at home. Both pitchers, Kirby and Lopez, struggled in their last outings, but I expect both to rebound in this game. The two lineups have not faced either pitcher much, which gives both pitchers an advantage. However, I believe Kirby is the better pitcher, which is why I give the Mariners a slight edge. Additionally, the Mariners are 24-19 as a home favorite this season, while the Twins are 11-16 as a road underdog. I would recommend taking the Mariners' money line. 7 runs seem too low for this game, especially with the way Lopez and Kirby both pitched last time out. Although if Lopez and Kirby are on their game, this will go way under. I think this game should have been lined at 7.5 or 8. This season, Minnesota is 44-48-4 in hitting the over, but Seattle is 47-45 too. Meanwhile, Lopez is allowing 3.2 runs over his last 5 starts, while Kirby is allowing 3 runs per start over his last 5, which is why I lean towards the over. Takes the over 7 runs. Baltimore Orioles vs Tampa Bay Rays. After ripping off 8 straight victories from July 5 through July 16, the Orioles have now dropped the first 2 games of their series against the Dodgers to begin this week. Baltimore fell victim to a 10-3 loss on Tuesday night, as starting pitcher Tyler Wells, 7.5, turned in his worst performance of the season, giving up 5 earned runs in only 2 innings. The Orioles got a pair of hits and a pair of RBI from center fielder Aaron Hicks, but their 9 hits as a team were not enough to keep pace with the surging Dodgers, who won their 8th game in 9 tries. Baltimore committed a season-high 4 errors in the game. Despite the loss, Baltimore's 9-5 July record has pulled them to within just 1 game of Tampa Bay in the AL East standings. Orioles center fielder Cedric Mullins is hopeful he will return soon to help his team try to chase down the Rays. Mullins is recovering from a quadriceps injury he suffered during Saturday's game and is considered day-to-day. He is an integral part of Baltimore's offense, batting .259 with 9 home runs, 47 RBI and 14 stolen bases. The Rays continue to struggle in July and have now lost 3 in a row following Tuesday's 5-3 loss to the Rangers. Left fielder Randy Arozarena and second baseman Brandon Lowe each hit a solo home run, but Tampa Bay tallied only 6 hits and couldn't solve the Rangers' all-star starting pitcher, Nathan Eovaldi, who threw 6 scoreless innings to improve to 11-3. The Orioles and Rays have been on opposite trajectories since the beginning of July. The Orioles have gone 9-5, while the Rays have gone 3-10. Baltimore has won 5 straight road games, while Tampa Bay has lost 5 of its last 6 home games. The Rays' bats have gone cold, averaging just over 3.5 runs per game this month. Baltimore, on the other hand, is averaging about 5.5 runs per game during that span. Randy Arozarena and Wander Franco, who were 2 of the hottest hitters in baseball in the first half of the season, are both struggling in July. Arozarena is hitting just .205, while Franco is hitting .220. I expect the Orioles to continue their momentum and overtake the Rays in the AL East standings. If you are looking for a team with some upside, Baltimore is a great option. The Rays are eager to break out of their funk, and a date with Kyle Gibson might be exactly what they need to do that. Players currently on Tampa Bay's roster are batting a collective .328 lifetime against Gibson in 58 at-bats. That includes Randy Arozarena, Yandy Diaz, and Wander Franco, who are a combined 9 for 19, .474. Also, Gibson's career ERA of 5.14 after the All-Star is more than a full run higher than it is before the break, 4.02. On the other side, Baltimore already got to Tyler Glasnow once this season, roughing him up for 6 earned runs in 4.1 innings on June 20th. These are two of the highest scoring teams in baseball, with each averaging at least 5.0 runs per game. I like the over. St. Louis Cardinals vs Chicago Cubs. The Cardinals are 43-53 this season. They are currently in 4th place in the National League Central Division. St. Louis is 10 games back of first place in the division, which is held by the Brewers. The Cardinals have won 5 straight games entering this game. The Cardinals have also won 8 of their last 10 games. In their latest game, the Cardinals defeated the Marlins 6-4 to sweep Miami in 3 games on Wednesday, July 19th. St. Louis opened the game with 4 runs in the first inning to secure the win. On Thursday, the Cardinals will start Steven Matz. The left-handed pitcher is 0-7 this season, with an ERA of 4.86. Matz has started 12 games this year and has come into relief 8 times. In his last start, Matz pitched 4.1 innings and allowed 4 earned runs, which included 2 home runs and a no decision against the Nationals on Saturday, July 15th. Matz has an ERA of 6.03 during road games this year. He also owns a 5.80 ERA during night games. In the month of June, he pitched 6 games with all of them coming as a relief pitcher. During that stretch, he had an ERA of 1.64 in 11 innings pitched. In July, he has started 2 and came into relief in 1 game. He has an ERA of 4.50 during this month. It is safe to say that Matz is a better relief pitcher than starter. The Cardinals are 4-8 when Matz is the starting pitcher. The Cubs are 45-50 this season, which places them 3rd in the National League Central Division. They are currently behind the Brewers for the top spot in the division. Chicago is also 7 games behind a spot in the wild card. Chicago is 3-3 since the All-Star break. They are also 5-5 in their last 10 games. In their last game, the Cubs defeated the Nationals 8-3 on Wednesday, July 19th. The win secured the Cubs the series win and gave them back-to-back victories. Chicago threw down 5 runs in the 8th inning to take the win over the Nationals. Mike Tauchman and Nico Horner both hit home runs in the win. The Cubs are a strong favorite to defeat the Cardinals on Thursday night. Matz has been a liability as a starting pitcher, with an ERA of 6.03 on the road this season. Stroman, on the other hand, has been dominant, with an ERA of 2.69. The Cubs' offense is also in good form, ranking 10th in runs scored and hitting over .300 in July. I would recommend taking the Cubs to cover the spread. These two teams rely on their offenses to do the damage and help them win games. Both teams rank inside the top half of runs scored. Stroman should shut down the Cardinals, but they have enough pop to score a couple off of him in their second or third go-arounds of the order. The Cubs should dominate Matz, who struggles as a starting pitcher. Take the over on Thursday. Houston Astros vs Oakland Athletics. Houston has lost 2 of their last 3 games, including a 4-3 defeat at the hands of the Colorado Rockies, 37-58 Sioux, 5th in NL West, on the road Tuesday evening. The scoring started early at Coors, with each team scoring 3 runs in the first inning, but shortstop Ezequiel Tovar knocked in the game's only other run in the bottom of the 4th, with a triple to give the Rockies the win. Houston starter Hunter Brown got saddled with his 5th loss of the season by going 5.1 innings and allowing 4 earned runs on 6 hits while striking out 7 Colorado batters. The Rockies' relief corps was effective, allowing only 1 hit and no runs in 2.3 innings of work. Third baseman Alex Bregman had 2 hits and drove in a run for Houston in the loss. Outfielder Chas McCormick and catcher Yainer Diaz also knocked in runs for the Astros. Houston scored only twice in 11 opportunities with runners in scoring position. The A's snapped a 8-game losing streak by defeating the Boston Red Sox, 51-45, 4th in AL East, at home on Tuesday evening. First baseman Ryan Noda and outfielder J.J. Bleedy both homered in the second inning to give Oakland a 3-0 advantage, and the A's never looked back. Starter Luis Medina picked up his 3rd win of the season for Oakland by pitching 5.2 scoreless innings and allowing only 3 hits and striking out 6 Red Sox batters. Oakland's relief corps was effective, allowing no runs and only 2 hits in 3.1 innings of work. Reliever Trevor May earned his 7th save of the season by pitching a scoreless 9th. Oakland has been struggling recently, losing 8 of their last 9 games against the spread. Houston, on the other hand, has been on a roll, winning their last 3 series on the road and 4 of their last 6 games against the spread on the road. The Astros' offense has been particularly effective away from home, batting .295 with a .510 slugging percentage in their last 7 games. They currently rank 7th in average runs scored per game on the road with 4.72. Oakland has been struggling at home as well, winning only 13 of their 36 home games. Their offense ranks last in the league in average runs scored per game at home. Houston's pitching staff has been one of the best in baseball this season, and they currently rank 7th in the majors in team ERA on the road. France has also pitched very well on the road this season, producing a 3-2 record with a 2.18 ERA and 1.26 WHIP over 7 starts. Houston has won all 6 games played against the A's this season, including a 3-game sweep in Oakland in May. Oakland appears to be outclassed in this matchup, and I would recommend taking Houston with the run line. 8 of the 11 games played between these two teams at Oakland Coliseum over the past 2 seasons went under the run total, and one or both of the squads scored 3 runs or less in all but 2 of the 11 games. The Astros have gone under the run total in 3 of their last 5 games on the road. As mentioned, Houston has a top-tier pitching staff this season, currently ranking 4th in the league in team ERA with 3.79. France has limited his opponents to an average of just over 2 runs per 9 innings on the road this season. Oakland has hit a lean .227 with a .382 slugging percentage in their previous 7 games at home. Oakland is ranked dead last in average runs scored per game overall with 3.58 and at home with 3.29. They also are last in the majors in slugging percentage, so the odds of them scoring quickly in bunches against Houston's elite staff are low. They have gone under the run total in their previous 2 games and have scored 3 runs or less in 7 of their last 10 games. The stats support a lower scoring affair when these two teams meet on Thursday evening. Take the under.